What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel Clearly Crypto, where we want to know more, grow more, and reap the benefits from it. For today's video, I have quite a bit of news articles for you guys, as well as something very special at the end, so make sure to stick around. Make sure to get subscribed if you haven't. I come out with these videos daily to help you guys with the cryptoverse, help you help explain things so that things can be a little bit more clear for you. So today's video, I am going to try to make it a little quicker. Today is my 1-year anniversary with my wife, so I am very excited about that. As you can see, this is us up here, me and her together. Very happy couple, been together 6 years, married now 1. We have a 3.5-year-old little boy. Bundle of joy, just love him so much. Yeah, just wanted to let you guys know why I'm trying to wrap this up a little bit quicker today. But yeah, make sure to get subscribed. Let's get into it. And also make sure to follow me over on Twitter. That way you can keep up with me over here as well. Get extra opinions, different things that I share, as well as what I learn about reading charts. So now, the first article that we have today, Brazil's Senate seeking to hire crypto and blockchain experts to advise it on policy. So this was a pretty cool article to see. I have talked about in the past few videos how cryptocurrency is providing a lot of work out there for people, and this is just another way that it's showing. Now, this is a pretty high up there job for people to get into, but nonetheless, this is another position that somebody could get into instead of getting into the rat race out there. So the Brazilian Senate wants to recruit experts with advanced knowledge of crypto assets and blockchain technology. They have to have specific knowledge of both crypto assets and blockchain, of course. General knowledge about technology. Candidates would need to prove they have a specific understanding of smart contracts, blockchain technology, and algorithms, as well as knowledge of economic, business, and consumer law. They'll also need to be well briefed on relevant regulations in the sector. So they're asking quite a bit out of these candidates. They're wanting somebody that can pretty much keep up with all of it for them, know pretty much every aspect of crypto. That way they can help lead the Senate in the right direction. So they would seek to make 2 hires in the field, as it says. They would like them to be, so they would be offered the title of a legislative consultant to the Senate, and it would provide legislative and budgetary advice as well as economic and IT analysis. So there is quite a bit to be filled in this role from what I'm seeing. And then they would also like candidates must be graduates of recognized higher educational institutions, although the Senate is willing to accept applications from all degree holders, regardless what candidates major in. They will be tested on their knowledge in an examination that will be held nationwide in state capitals, and the deadline for the application is September 21st. So this was really cool to see that the Brazilian Senate is actually looking to hire some people in the cryptoverse to help out their nation. That way they can kind of get ahead as far as crypto and the blockchain go. So shout out to them for doing a little bit more and getting experts, because the best thing that you can do to grow your system is get somebody smarter in the system to help you grow it. So now moving on from that, Japan might be lowering tax burdens on crypto startups in 2023. This was a pretty interesting article to read about how Japan is trying to change around their taxes for this, and exactly how they're trying to do it was really, really interesting. So, possibility of reducing the tax burdens on crypto startups in 2023, tax reform to prevent startups from leaving the country to set up their businesses. So apparently there's a really famous saying about how most people go to Singapore because it's stupid to start a business in Japan. apparently talked about how hard it is to get a business started up in Japan because of all the regulations and tax burdens. Just to sum that up, the Prime Minister also noticed that the government would plan new implementation process to create a nourishing environment for startups and formulate a 5-year plan dedicated to this topic by the end of the year. So they're trying to make it a whole lot easier for startups to enter into the Japanese economy. So corporations that hold crypto are taxed at a rate of 30% for all their gains from all digital assets, while individual investors can be taxed up to 55%. So that's what's up right now. The new tax reform, and it's mostly to target corporate investors. The companies holding a portion of the crypto assets they issue won't include those assets in their market valuation and won't be taxed by their unrealized gains. So this is talking about how they're trying to bring more crypto companies into their economy because they're big players in the ISO 20022 standard, as I've talked about in my past video, talking all about it, explaining everything. If you haven't seen it, make sure to go watch it because it explains quite a bit, as well as our SWIFT program that we have here that basically controls the world's monetary policy right now, and it controls like trillions of dollars that's being ran through the systems as of right now. But they've been in this since 2013. It's pretty cool seeing that they're trying to innovate quite a bit more. So that's just showing that if a company is holding part of their crypto whenever they first launch, that they're not going to be taxed with it is a big thing out of there. They'll still be taxed based on the revenue generated from the sales of the token they issued or any other crypto assets they may hold. So of course they want to make sure to get their money out of any sales. No talks about changing the tax rate for individual investors is a big thing there. So they're trying to get more corporate investors out there aside from individual investors. So the other thing that I want to bring up, this really interesting part here, is that the JCBA and the JVCEA, which is, as you can see up here, the lobbying groups that are up there, they're offering to make all gains from crypto tax-free, whether realized or unrealized. That was pretty interesting to read there. According to their proposal, only profits corporations earn by investing in short-term positions would be taxed. On the other hand, individual investors would be taxed at a fixed rate of 20%. So that would still go down from where was it? I believe it was 30%. No, individual investors can be taxed up to 55%, so that would drop it down to a fixed rate of 20%, which is pretty good. But this is talking about them all gains being tax-free except the short-term positions. I think that this is a little too far-fetched for that to come into play, but these other ones that are talking about at least having the holding portion not being taxed or part of their market valuation, I can see that coming into fruition, and I can see that bringing a lot more crypto companies over into Japan just because of that main feature right there. So moving on from that article, we have some really cool info about the metaverse. I wanted to bring this into play because I thought it was a cool, innovative way for one of the people in the metaverse to actually make a play here. So plant a tree in game. You plant it in real life. That's what IRL is. New metaverse NFT game where real world actions mirror digital ones launches in 2023. So I'm really interested to see exactly what this looks like. It has a picture right here, but not sure if exactly that's what it's going to look like. I'm going to do a little bit more research to see into this project because I think it's really cool. It might not be one that pops off, but it's an interesting idea. This is blockchain Aloki. Sorry if I say it wrong. Aloki has bought 750 acres in the land of Costa Rica and is building a new play-to-own multiverse, which is nearing its launch. So awareness of need to cut greenhouse gas emissions is rising across the world. This project allows users to contribute to sustainable development via a blockchain-based game in which real-world actions mirror those digital ones via non-fungible tokens, otherwise known as NFT ownership. So 750-acre plot lies in the jungle located in the heart of Costa Rica, so one of the leading countries in terms of sustainability, and derives 98% of its energy from renewable resources. That's pretty cool to know. So they're one of the leading countries in sustainability, and this project has realized that, and that's one of the reasons why they're coming to it. Planting a tree in a Loki metaverse will result in a real tree being planted in a Loki sanctuary of Costa Rica, the company claims. So with this, I'm kind of wondering exactly how that's going to be fun for people to do. I understand that it's going to feel real nice for you to help the world in planting a tree, and just doing so through a game would be also really cool to do. But you know how long a tree can take to grow, as well as that kind of being the only feature that I'm reading in this article. I'm not sure if that's enough for them to, keep the game running and everything. It talks about in here the game itself will be launched in the fourth quarter of 2023. Prior to that, building its community. It'll be building up its community, conducting token sales, and offering users a host of NFTs for sale and activities such as Spirit Quest, to provide a gradual introduction to the essence of the game. So it's not talking about too much that it's going to be doing as far as the game goes, but it is going to be doing quite a bit as far as raising capital, it looks like. So they'll also be launching the marketplace and other modules such as NFT avatars, user interfaces, and the website prior to the metaverse release. So they plan to they have financed this through a number of key channels that rely on the use of their native Prana token, which I'll need to look into that a little bit. The primary sale of NFTs and in-game items, as well as fees on transactions in the secondary market, will provide steady streams of revenue. Staking opportunities, NFT sales, and rewards ensure continued liquidity flows within the project, and from external sources. So this is talking a lot about what they're going to do outside of the game, not too much what they're going to do inside of the game to keep people in it, as well as keep people doing stuff in it. Again, like I said, this is a pretty interesting concept, is what I like about it. So I'm interested to see what they bring to the board, and then I'm going to keep that information and kind of keep my eye out for other projects out there that are kind of in the same area that are doing it in sustainability, that might be doing it a little bit better. Because this company, like I'm reading right here, it sounds like they're doing a lot of crowdfunding. They're doing a lot of making sure that, money is going in, but not too much like utility as far as the game goes. The project is self-funded at the moment, and we are bringing in 30 million US dollars worth of land as an important asset. So it's pretty cool that they have that. I'm not sure if they're going to have, like, you owned land rights to the actual land as well. That would be cool to see, and that's one of the reasons why I want to follow this as well, to see if they include something like that. Because I know there's other big projects out there, like I believe it's like Satoshi Island, where you can actually buy a piece of the land and live on there eventually. Crypto Mason talks a lot about it, so if you want to learn more about that, definitely go and check out his channel for that, because it's pretty interesting what they're doing with that. Moving on from this article, Binance has frozen $1 million worth of $1 million in a corporate account due to law enforcement requests. This was a pretty crazy article to read, that Binance is doing this. I understand why they're doing it, but it's still crazy to read it. It just reminds us on how much these exchanges are centralized, how they can just kind of do whatever they want, whatever the government needs them to do, they can do to these accounts. So that's why you need to be making sure to get a hard wallet, a Nano Ledger S or Ledger X. I know I recently just ordered mine. Where is it? Down here on Twitter, I shared it. Yeah, I get points through my job. I work at Holiday Inn Express, so I get points for helping people sign up for their rewards program, and through those points, I use those to get a Nano Ledger X. It popped up on our catalog, which is really cool to see. So I'm actually paying nothing for this, and I'll be using it to keep the cryptocurrencies that I have near and dear safe away from these exchanges. That way I don't have to worry about it being stolen, being locked up, anything like that. So continuing with that article, it talks about how it restricted the $1 million in crypto for a Tezos tool contributor after being called out on social media. So Thursday Twitter thread, Binance said restricted the account of Tezos staking a rewards auditor Baking Bad as a result of law enforcement requests. So Tezos contributor alleged that the crypto exchange blocked its access. They blocked Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polygon, their Tether, and other tokens since July 1st. They said it was without any explanation. Binance is coming back by saying, yeah, we did send you, I believe these are, what was it, legal, where was it? Sorry guys, just want to make sure I'm giving you the right info. I believe it's like law enforcement. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. Provided law enforcement contact form. I believe that's what LE is. Through our support channel or support chat system on July 6th, 12th, and the 22nd, and that attempting to mislead the community in regards to your case will not change anything, unfortunately. So that was pretty boss that they said that on there. It was a little mean that they said it, but I thought that was pretty boss that they said that on there. So Binance is required to cooperate with such requests, the same as any other exchange. So like I said, they are a centralized exchange. They have to do what the government said. You want to make sure to watch out for that if you are keeping a big amount on these exchanges. So there is a process to contest the seizure with the agency should you wish to pursue that path, but that is done through the agency. Binance has zero control over the process. Down here it also talks about how Baking Bad's LinkedIn page showed that it was from Estonia. They talked about how that's a place where many crypto-related services were subject to money laundering restrictions. Not saying that's what they're doing, but with that, that's just another reason why Binance needs to be wary about their account, since their LinkedIn page is based in Estonia, where they are having issues already. Oh, sorry. And in April, the exchange restricted accounts of Russia nationals and residents so they could not deposit or trade using Binance spot, future, and custody wallets, as well as staked and earned deposits. So I understand everything that's happening with Russia and Ukraine. I understand that there are big sanctions against Russia, but this is just all of this is just going to show you that if you get onto one of these centralized exchanges, even just something as simple as, or not as simple, it's not simple whatsoever, but something like a war can restrict you from messing with cryptocurrency whatsoever if you were trying to do it through one of these exchanges like Binance, like Coinbase, like KuCoin, like Crypto.com that I use. I mean, all of these are centralized exchanges that have to do what the government wants them to do, otherwise they can be shut down. Now, other exchanges like, I believe like Uniswap, AnySwap, Trader Joe, those types of exchanges, the government can't just shut down because those are decentralized, I believe. So don't quote me on that. If I am wrong, definitely put that down in the comments to help out other people as well. So the next article was pretty cool to see. I love to see whenever there's more stuff coming on to the actual stock market side from the crypto side. That just shows how big crypto is getting, that it's leaking over into the big boy world of the stock market. So, world's largest Bitcoin ATM firm to go public on the Nasdaq. We talked about this not that long ago, the other day, but this gives a little bit more information. That's going to be under the ticker symbol BTM, that they currently operate over 7,000 ATMs across the U.S. They're going to list through a SPAC deal, SPAC deal, worth $855 million, guys, with GSRM. So that's just an acquisition company with SPAC. So that is a big number there, and it's just basically all it is ATMs out there that allow you to buy either like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum. There are some out there that I've seen do XRP now as well. And then they get a little bit of a fee along with that whenever you do any depositing or withdrawing from those ATMs. So this is becoming a pretty lucrative business. Bitcoin Deposit has generated over $623 million in revenue in the past 12 months with a net income of over $6 million, guys. So that's pretty cool to see right there. And that's just these systems just sitting in a store. I saw one up at the Valero the other day whenever I was pumping gas up there. So the company has a pending application to also enter into New York State to further its market research. I believe that I saw an article last year, maybe earlier this year, talking about how New York wasn't willing to set up Bitcoin ATMs just because there wasn't enough data on them being useful for their public. So this was pretty cool to see. I believe that I did see an article, something like that, not that long ago. So to see them getting into New York, that would be a big population to get into. And with New York being one of the most innovative cities in the United States, they would be one of the biggest cities to have people want to actually get into cryptocurrency because they're always wanting to be, the next trendy thing in my eye. So along with this, I do also want to say how this could also be another kind of this could be a way for you guys to play the crypto market as a way to make money on it. Not only by getting into the Nasdaq ticker, the BTM ticker. I believe that you can also get into GSRM as well as spot over in the stock market. That way you can kind of play this. But you can also look into actually leasing or buying these Bitcoin ATMs. I'm going to start looking into it myself. That way I can see exactly how it works. And maybe, you never know, you could maybe how there's the availability of like franchising Chick-fil-A's out there. Maybe you could franchise one of these, franchise one of these Bitcoin ATMs and get it into your community a little bit more and make some money off of that. So that's going to be something that I look into myself, and I just wanted to bring that up in case that might be something you guys might want to look into, because that's what this channel is all about, bringing not only knowledge, but just different ways to help you guys as well as myself. So with that, should have brought a drink in here. Next time I'll remember some water at least. With that, I come to the final piece here. This is the important part that I want to bring up. I talked about in my ISO 20022 video, the video that's right here. It's going to look like this one right here. It's episode 6. I talk about in this video the cryptos you should watch for that standard that's coming out in November. This is a graphic that I saw all over Twitter, all over Instagram that people were sharing that had some amazing details on why these cryptocurrencies, these tokens, these companies would be great for the ISO 20022 standard, what they would be solving, and exactly this would just be basically what you guys could get into. That would be a good bet on what's going to be coming out of this bear market to make it into the bull market, make you guys a little bit of cash, as well as provide you guys with some long plays as well. So the first one that I want to talk about on here is Ripple. Just a little bit of details on this to give you guys some info on them. And then I do suggest that you do quite a bit of digging yourself. That way you can learn more about them and decide if it is a good play for you. Because none of this is financial advice. I'm not telling you to go out and buy it. I know I myself, I am going to be DCing into XRP. I don't own any myself right now, but I will be buying into it. The more that I've talked about it, the more I've looked into it, the more I have loved it, and the more I do want to own some. So Ripple, this is the company that has made XRP. Don't get it mistaken that XRP is Ripple. No, they're two different things. Ripple is the company, XRP is the token. So Ripple, this is the website, ripple.com, business impact powered by crypto. Transform the way you move, manage the token, and manage and tokenize value. Sorry, I was having a little bit of trouble saying it. I love the way that they do this too. As you can see here, here's all the different people that they're working with already. Tranglo was one of the deals that I talked about just yesterday in my video, and they're already on their website saying that they are working with them. I believe that was over in the United in the UAE, Arab United Arab Emirates. Sorry if I get that wrong, but I believe that's what that is. The UAE. They did sign a deal over with Tranglo after they had just went over to Brazil, and you definitely need to watch that video. I go over all of the different plays that they have been making since last year, and there's quite a bit of them. I'm actually going to be getting a piece of poster board to put over on that piece of plywood over there. That way I can keep up with everything that's happening, coming up with the ISO 20022 standard, as well as the different things that Ripple and these different coins are doing. That way I can kind of keep an eye on what's happening and kind of judge what I want to do in the cryptoverse from that. So this just talks about what Ripple is all about. Using proven crypto and blockchain technology honed over a decade. Ripple's enterprise-grade solutions are faster and more transparent and more cost-effective than traditional financial services. Our customers use these solutions to source crypto, facilitate instant payments, empower their treasury, engage new audience, lower capital requirements, and drive new revenue. So they are doing a ton for countries out there. They're doing quite a bit out there globally, as well as trying to do it in the United States. Some of the things I want to talk about before I get too far into this, some of the things that I heard a little bit negative about Ripple. Of course, number one, they are in that case with the SEC where they are battling them to actually say that their token XRP is not a security. If they are deemed a security, then we are in a lot of trouble. Hoping that that doesn't happen. That is something that you guys would want to look into if you are looking into owning XRP. That's just something that I suggest, is that you keep up with that case if you're wanting to own some of this, because if you live in the United States like me, if something were to happen in that case, they can make it to where something, I mean, it's just going to cause a big effect if, that case does go bad. But that's the first thing. The second thing is I have heard quite a bit about Ripple being a little bit centralized as far as their nodes go. They do have something called, I believe it's like a unique node protocol or something like that, where they have chosen certain trusted nodes that run the whole consensus protocol. And so that's going to make sure that there's no to make sure that everything's run a lot more smoothly, that things get done a lot more quickly. But along with that, that's also saying that if they were to decide to be doing anything nefarious, if they were wanting to control the whole ledger to where they wanted incorrect information to go through it, they could do so. I myself believe that they wouldn't do so just because they built this thing up so much. I mean, if it's helping the whole world, why would they want to tear it down? It's making them so much money already. Another thing is that we'll all go over that next part. Let's get into this a little bit more. So they help with cross-border payments. That's going to be their XRP token. That's what they're using to get these cross-border payments through, where you can actually use XRP to send it from like one country to another without having to worry about it going through some banking institution, or if you're somewhere that you can't get to a bank, then this allows you to get onto your phone, say if you're over in Africa in a third world country where you can't get to anywhere, and that's the only way that you can send your money, then this will give you that option to do so. And it won't take forever for it to get over there. I believe that their transactions only take about 5 seconds. They do about 1,500 transactions per second right now. I've heard about them being able to do just as much as Visa. I haven't seen anything personally about that, but that's pretty cool to hear about. And yeah, so the cross-border payments with XRP is one of the biggest things that's going to be solving with it. And it is also doing other things like helping to tokenize like land contracts over in Colombia. I talked about that in my last video as well. So they are not only sending currency, but they're able to tokenize assets and send that as well. So they're also able to help these countries with crypto liquidity. Basically, all this is saying is that they're able to be a hub for these people, having OTC desk, exchanges, and market makers for them, so that they're able to connect with cryptocurrency and use that liquidity in their government if they're needing to. They also help with CBDCs. They did this recently with Peru. Man, I can't remember what that place was called. I'm sorry, but yeah, they did it just recently, not that long ago, with one of these places. I think it was down here. Yeah, right here. Palau. Sorry if I said that wrong again, but this was one of the places that they did help actually make a CBDC. They decided to go with their own country's currency, so they're not using XRP, just to let you know. But they are using the ledger with their own CBDC to get things rolling over on that side. So that was pretty cool to see that they're doing not only the cross-border payments, but the crypto liquidity as well as the CBDC. So Ripple is doing quite a bit of help as far as helping these other countries connect with the cryptoverse, getting their information tokenized and getting it moved around the globe. That's what Ripple's all about. That's what they're helping the globe do. Now, as far as the last caveat that I had with them, is that their max supply with the tokens, 100 billion there. Half of them are with Ripple. So you can see the circulating supply is only half of the total supply here, and that's because Ripple actually owns the rest of those tokens, and they are allowed to actually sell some of those tokens every month in order to go towards marketing if they need money, anything like that. And I see that kind of as a double-edged sword there, where they are able to dump the price, but along with that, that would allow them to, say, buy up the token as well, to kind of raise the price if we need to as well, or if they're needing to use funds for anything else in case of an emergency. That is a good thing for them to have in their back pocket as well. So that's kind of a double-edged sword that I wanted to bring up to you guys. But that's Ripple XRP, a little just kind of a quick explanation on what they are. That way you can kind of have an idea of what they do, and it helps kind of start that rabbit hole for you. That way you can look into yourself, because as I said, as you see right here, you definitely want to do your own research before you get into cryptocurrency, because there are a lot of people out there making a ton of money on it, but there are way more people out there losing money because they're not doing the research, they're not gaining the knowledge, they don't know what's happening with the market, and that's why you see quite a bit of volatility in the crypto market. So that's it for today's video. I know it went a little bit longer than what my wife probably wanted, and I'll have to say sorry to her, but I need to get to her. So I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.